Ah, I see that you've finally worked up the courage to approach me. I assume then that you are no longer content to sneak glances out of the corner of your eye, now are you? Oh yes, despite what you might think your level of subtlety is, I can rather confidently assure you that you are plainly obvious. I am of the sort that can tell when eyes are lingering on me for far too long. So, what is it that you want from me? Well, surely your youthful enthusiasm isn't barging into my free time without reason, petty as I'm sure it will be. Ah, well, entertaining a stranger will be a far sight better than mulling over what passes for a cup of coffee in these parts. Canaans. For all of their talent, they are Philistines when it comes to a proper brew. No matter. Come, sit. Indulge me in a bit of company. Oh, a wizard? Me? Oh yes, very well deduced. I thought I was hiding it quite well. Tell me, what gave it away? Was it perhaps the robes? Or was it the general air of a man who's been cursed with literacy? You sensed me. My, how flattering. I'm not quite sure my husband would like somebody saying that to me, but just for my own ego, what was it that you sensed? Magic? Ah, so it's like that, is it? Now that I have a better look of you, you don't seem like a sheep-herding yokel like the rest of this town. Oh no, you're far too animated for farm work. An eager look in your eyes, and lightly calloused hands, stained with what I hope is ink, clothes that are slightly singed with oh so questionable burns. Oh, you must be a fellow mage. Well, isn't this a rare treat? It almost brings a smile to my heart. Well, it's not going on my face, of course. Not in my situation. You know, once upon a miserable time, I was an Anthem Institute professor. One of the top in my field, as a matter of fact. But that was before I was assigned to wander this world like a ghost with academic tenure. It's all very contemptible business, far too boring and private for the likes of you. But perhaps the two of us can have a more instructive conversation. Mages tend to pick each other's minds when they meet, and I am very protective of mine. However, the younger mages do need teaching. Can't have them exploding into fireballs all the time. So, tell me, what do you know about the gods? Ah, then let that be the topic for tonight. It will be quite a long one, so do try and settle in. Open your mind and indulge in this absolutely atrocious coffee. Terrible. Now, to begin with, nobody knows exactly what the origin of the entities we refer to as gods actually are. These beings are surrounded in mystery. The gods, for that is the closest thing mortals can conceptualize them as, are vast, eldritch, and alien. Many of the ancient texts speak of their arrival eons ago, so it is safe to say that they are not from here. To us, they are the Archontes, a name given to what we have come to know about these unknowable beings. The mortal tendency to try and rationalize, I suppose. Many scholars have tried to assign meaning to them or their actions, based on a mortal's framework, of course, and yet all that tends to accomplish is in the act of unraveling one knot, it only twists into a dozen more before the eyes. The Archontes are a puzzle that does not wish to be solved, and those that attempt to do so are lauded as well-educated and erudite among mortals, yet they remain as fools all the same. The Archontes are not like anything we understand. They are vast, conceptual, beyond. Each one is a singularly unique entity all their own, alike, yet unlike anything else. They are just as much conceptual as physically, quote-unquote, real, or at least what we understand as real. Of the Archontes, 8 are known to us, a family nigh inseparable, for they were all that was known to each other. Ideas made form, wandering the stars long before this world knew existence. Yet, all the same, despite that ludicrous cosmic impossibility, they found this world, the way that a dream finds a sleeping mind, curious, aimless, drawn in and formed of purpose. And when they observed it, they changed it. They couldn't help it, the poor dears. Their mere presence warped stone into shape, breath into life, rules into reality. From what we know of our world back during those days, it certainly was a wild place. Not empty, oh no, far from it. In fact, many of the races and societies that live on today had their earliest ancestors living and evolving during those times. And yet, the world itself was a cauldron of interconnected conflict. It was ruled by the grand eidolons, the primordial leviathans of the seas, and the mountain-sized titans of the land that shaped the world not just with thought, but with being. They fought each other endlessly, the land raging against the sea and vice versa. Life flourished and perished in a great loop that never ended or began, as the grand eidolons tore the world as they pleased. No order, no meaning, just being. The Archontes looked on this beautiful chaos, watched it for untold centuries. Nobody knows why they desired this world. Certainly I don't, all of its issues aside. And yet, they inserted themselves into it and vied for its control. The war between the two factions, I suppose, is what you'd expect of gods. It shattered skies, boiled the seas, and turned the bones of mountains inside out. Mortal history does not remember it properly, of course. Not a lot of time to write things down when you're struggling to survive. But the scars of that struggle, you can see them in the fault lines, the endless storms, the strange places of the world where reality still frays at the edges. The Archontes fought and bled, and eventually they won. Ah, but even victory has its price. When the Archontes finally cast the Grand Eidolons into whatever abyss they inhabit now, or simply let the ones that surrendered live, they found themselves diminished, exhausted. For after all, even a god cannot wrestle the very fabric of existence without sacrificing something in return. So, the Archontes did what many great victors do. They rested on their laurels. They slept. Or if you're a more poetic sort, they began to dream. And so, they became the dreaming pantheon. Divine minds adrift in slumber, their thoughts shaping reality even as they rest. They are not dead. Oh no, death is a mortal concern. They are dreaming, and through their dreams, through the stuff of divinity, this world persists. Every law of nature, every twist of fate, every strange quirk of magic, they are the dreams of gods too weary to wake. Their temples stand, their names are still evoked, but they are no longer the active hands that once shaped this world. They drift somewhere beyond, in the realm of dreams, shaping the world not with will, but with memory. Like a stone that's been tossed into a still pond, they continuously ripple outward. And we, that is us mortals, we live in the architecture of those dreams, hoping that they do not ever stir, for who knows what might happen then. All we can say for certain is that there would be great upheaval, great change, if you'll excuse the clumsy stumble into our very first god. Unlath, the ever-changing light, goddess of change, life, transformation, and fertility. Unlath is the goddess of metamorphosis, not just of physical change, but spiritual rebirth, an existential upheaval. She is light that shifts like water, the bloom and the decay, the breath between lives. She is that divine contradiction life as change, and change as necessary. Birth, growth, rot, decay, regrowth. Unlath does not differentiate between them. They are all valid stages in her great cycle. Wherever things shift, cells divide, empires fall, trees sprout from ashes, Unlath is present, the bane of stagnation. Her worshippers, bless them, are the midwives, the healers, the starry-eyed adventurers, convinced that a little change will fix that terrible thing inside that ails them. They burn old clothes, old names, even old selves at her altars, as though ash and smoke will make them better, or at least more comfortable people. Invoke her when you want courage, or when you no longer wish to stand still and face what is, when what could be is more tempting. Just don't expect her to care what you become. Unlath offers momentum, not mercy. She'll watch you bloom or wither with equal enjoyment. Now, for those who want more significant change, controlled and directed, logical even, why that is the domain of Dosair, the text bringer, god of knowledge, arcana, language, alchemy, and that particular kind of madness that afflicts scholars. Dosair is the keeper of all that is known underneath the stars. He is the quiet mind, the steady hand that records all things. He is not simply the god of magic. He is the structure behind it. His hand penned the words of every spell ever made, written into reality with a wave of his hand. He is present in the language of magic, the mixing of reagents, the pattern behind the veil revealed in every spell uttered by a mortal's tongue. He presides over what can be known, over magical law, ensuring that arcana flows freely and without interruption. He is the structure of thought, the ongoing push for knowledge across generations, and the higher understanding of the laws of magic. His worshippers are those more insufferable sorts, who stay up all night transcribing tomes, brewing potions that smell of boiled socks, or trying to invent the next great magical theory. Alchemists, artificers, archivists, mages, you know the type. Dosair slips into their dreams with hints of answers to questions no one sensible would even ask. Dosair offers mastery if you're willing to trade your comfort, your ignorance, and, very likely, your sanity in some cases. In return, he keeps magic from unraveling and knowledge from slipping away. A noble task, really, and such a pity that it comes at such great cost. And yet, that is a theme with the dreaming pantheon. Worship is an exchange. Something cannot be gained from nothing, after all. That is the contract of existence. So says Keithra, the saving maiden, goddess of law, of order, of judgment, and civilization. Keithra stands as the enforcer of the divine order and the rule of law. She is all of those delightful chains we forge for ourselves, all in the name of civilization. Her dogma teaches that only through structure can souls be protected from chaos, from madness, and from despair. She is not some starry-eyed patron of kings and queens, though she is often invoked by them. She is structure personified, not just mere mortal legal systems, but the very idea of things having a place and a purpose, ensuring that the sacred shape of bonds are clearly defined, those between ruler and subject, parent and child, heaven and earth. Keithra is present in the vows that bind, the contracts that bleed you dry, in the walls that keep the wild at bay, and the prison bars that close around you, of course. Both tyrants and saints kneel at her altar, each one convinced that she is on their side. And perhaps she is. Structure, after all, is impartial. Her worshippers are judges, oath-sworn knights, architects, and lawmakers. They invoke her name when they sign treaties or hang traitors, sometimes on the very same day. Keithra offers stability if you can bear the weight of it. She maintains the sacred architecture of bonds, and whether you find that comforting or terrifying is really up to you. The balm of order is such a stifling thing at times. After all, who truly enjoys playing things safe? Or worse, playing somebody else's game? For those who wish to buck tradition, perhaps they will find sanctuary alongside Iare, the starving serpent, god of war and rebellion, strength and ambition. Iare is the flame beneath tyrants' thrones, and the long look in the mirror when one desires to better themselves. They starve endlessly, seeking to glut themselves on violence, power, and the raw taste of mortal ambition. They are rebellion in its rawest form, not just against kings, but against fate, limitation. They embody the truth that no polite society likes to admit, that change often comes at the edge of a sword, that strength only grows through struggle, and that sometimes you must burn the world down to build anything worth having. Rebellion, self-betterment, and the bloody pursuit of power. Iare devours it all with equal delight. They are both liberator and destroyer. Their followers are warriors, rebels, survivors, those that wish to strive to better themselves, and the dispossessed. Their worship is battle songs sung before war, grand games of strength, and the struggle to better oneself through trial and conflict. The desire to overthrow is their domain, even when it leaves only ashes behind. You do see a running theme with these gods, don't you? The dreaming pantheon are not good nor evil. They simply are. The grounding forces of reality and of the concepts mortals abide. Put very bluntly, it's their world, and we're just living in it. Oh, don't look so glum. This is only half of the dreaming pantheon. We still have 4 more left to cover. But alas, all this talk of cosmic insignificance has made me quite peckish. Why don't we order some terrible food to go along with this miserable coffee? Oh, surely you're on the edge of your seat, but ask yourself, what fun would it be if you got what you wanted all at once? Patience, young mage. The answers will come to you soon.